here? I mean, I know you had the spring, but had the fall camp here. What's been like?
It's been pretty good, man. Guys are flying around, going out competing, trying to take the drills and implement them into the team segments.
Got a couple of veterans of this group. What has Taz meant to this group, and what have you seen from here?
Oh man, he's been great. I mean, the leadership he's been showing, leading by example, being more of a vocal leader. Guys look up to him, so it's been really good.
I don't know if we talked to you about Prince yet. Prince Ford, what has he brought to the room? How does it kind of go about finding him and getting him?
Prince has been good, man. Learning the defense. He blends in really well with the guys going out competing. So excited to see him continue to grow.
I mean, you can't look at the DBs on the field and maybe not notice the length just all over the place. I mean, this is maybe the longest group of mid corners and safeties you've had.
Yeah, I'll say the guys are pretty long. You know, I gotta look up to everybody. So, but nah, man. You know, whether they're tall, they're short, we're all using the same footwork fundamentals and trying to go out there and compete.
What can guys like maybe Brooks and Kareem, just super tall, super long? What advantage maybe does that give them in maybe in some matchups?
I mean, obviously, you know, you got longer length. You put yourself in a good position to be able to play on a receiver. You know, playing press technique, not having that far to go, really making those receivers go east and west. So I think those guys have been doing a really good job trying to use their length and speed to play ball out there.
Tyler's training, you played a lot towards the end of last year. How have you seen him part of that in this training camp, and what's he give you with that position?
Strain's been really good, man. Trying to not only Strain, but everybody trying to get those guys to understand being consistent every snap, every rep, pre-practice, during practice, to be able to take that next step in their game.
Wow, Scott, kind of shifted over to you before he got here. What do you kind of like about him, what he's done so far?
Miles brings great energy every day. No matter where you put him, he's going to go out and do it to the best of his ability. So it's been a great addition having Miles on our side of the ball, man. He just brings everybody around him, and the guys want to play hard.
What stood out about Sabor through the first week and a half of camp?
Sabor is really mature. You know, it's important to him. He wants to get better. He's watching tape constantly, coming out early in practice, trying to get better. So, you know, he has a bright future ahead of him.
Toby came here in the spring. How's he kind of parlay that into this fall? Like, what have you seen from him?
I think it was big, Tobe, coming in the spring, getting adapted to the defense pretty quick, and just taking that stuff we implemented in spring and then summer, and then now we're in fall camp. So he's ahead of the game for where he's at right now.
And maybe just in terms of sheer numbers, I mean, you've got a lot of guys to work with. Just how has that maybe influenced just the competition in the game?
We've had great competition. I mean, they all work together. They all watch tape together. They're coaching each other up on the sideline, but they know right now, not everybody can be out there on the field at once. So they're taking it, you know, taking it serious, that knowing that every rep's important.
You kind of joked about looking up to everybody, but Taz said you two have kind of talked about being at your stature in the Big Ten. Like, how is that? How have you been able to help him and maybe use some of that?
You know, I talk to Taz. I give him examples about just when I played and just some of the things I had to do to set myself apart. And you know, he played a lot of football, but you know how he can take his game to the next level. Obviously, staying healthy, finishing the season out. So just little things here and there, but super excited about all these guys.
How's Caleb Patterson progressed from the spring?
Caleb was good, man. You know, again, just like Tobe, it was big him coming in the spring. He's working the techniques, he's implementing it in all the drills. So super excited, man, to see him continue to keep growing during this fall camp.
Jimmy Scott gives you a little flexibility, but as he settled into that nickel spot, what have you seen from him?
Oh man, Xavier's special, man. He can play anywhere on the field. You know, he's taking a big jump from that bowl game to where he is now. So I think it's going to be, you know, big for him these next couple of practices, just to continue to put things out there, showing that he can be a guy that's going to help us win a lot of games this year.
What makes him special?
Just position flexibility, you know, he took a lot of stuff that Quan and Spoon and all those guys had from a maturity standpoint, you know, watching the tape, understanding based on what the receiver splits are, what routes you can get. So, but he's been pretty good this fall camp so far.
I mean, I think there's been an emphasis on that positional flexibility and guys being able to play multiple spots. Is that what a secondary has to be now?
I mean, we recruit to not just say you're a corner, you're safety, you're a star. We want guys that can play anywhere on the field and not try to limit them and put them in a box. So we coach all those guys to say, hey, you got to learn corner, you got to learn star, you got to learn safety, because you never know where you can be plugged in and where you can be needed at the end of the day. So,
what's your early impressions of Jaheim Clark?
Juice is quiet, but when I tell you he goes out there, he works hard. It's important to him. He truly wants to get better each day. He's always asking questions, so he's been doing good.
We'll see. There's an advantage of being long like Tyson and all those guys, but what do they have to overcome? Is there anything they have to overcome being that long?
You know, sometimes when you're a longer guy, you're a long starter, you might not be as twitchy. So from a technique standpoint, really honing in on your technique, you know, trying to understand, all right, it's all about angles when you're playing DB, and understanding, you know, getting in that cutoff position to be able to cover these guys.
Seems like there's been an emphasis on Florida defensive backs. What makes Florida DBs different maybe than others?
I mean, not just speaking on Florida DBs, but we're going to talk about Florida DBs. I don't know, we just like to make sure we're recruiting guys that, you know, have a little chip on their shoulder, guys that don't like to lose reps. So not only just Florida, but just anywhere, you know, just happen to be, we got a lot of DBs from Florida, so.
It's been like seeing Aaron in his role. Like, what have you seen from him in that role so far?
It's been good, man. I've been able to grow just being around them, being around all these coaches. But I'm excited. Every day it's a challenge, you know, to continue to get better, right? He's had a lot of success last year, and we just want to make sure we're staying to the standard, right? We want to be better than what we did last year. So, you know, that's what I hold all these DBs accountable for, and myself.